Okay, I'm here at 3943 Wailea Ekolu, and this wall that you see here to the left and the little door sounds like it's the pool equipment wall for the adjacent neighboring home. It is that, in fact. So what's happening is that that entire wall that runs along the north side of this property, in fact, is the neighbor's wall. And you can see the property line here. And then, as we come up the subject property's driveway, that wall is well within the boundary of the other property. So as we move back, and you'll see it on the survey, the wall stair steps from the subject property towards, from the neighbor's property towards the subject property, takes a jog here, but it's also an angled wall. It's not straight along the property line. And then it takes another jog right across from the garage here, if you get your bearings. There's the garage on the subject property, and we come straight across, and there's this second jog. So the propane tank for the subject property is sitting against the wall, as you can see, and the wall is well within, the wall is the neighbor's wall, but it's also well within the neighbor's property. Therefore, the propane tank at one end is 1 foot onto the neighbor's property and 18 inches on the other end of the propane tank. The propane tank needs to be 10 feet away from any electrical connections. So the propane tank is running back here. The propane tank, the line for it is running back. And what's behind this wall here on the subject property are the two air conditioning condensers. And then the end of the wall. And they're on a concrete slab. So what needs to happen in this situation here is that furthest condenser needs to be moved to the south side of the front condenser, and so does the electrical disconnect, because the condenser is 20 inches across the subject property's property line. So we've got the electrician this morning who's going to move that furthest electrical disconnect to the subject property's side of this condenser, and then tomorrow morning the South Shore Air Conditioning is going to come and move the condenser. And then ultimately, in order to move that condenser today, we need to relocate this pile of roof tiles, and therefore we need to know where the future buyer would like them to be stored. We have a slab in the ground, and that slab runs to the wall. You can see it, but it does. There you go. So I will ask for permission, I guess, from the neighbor owner, Mr. Larson, if they have any issue with leaving the slab as it is. It's kind of like equivalent to something like a rock wall, but it's flat. And if that's okay, then we'll understand that. Also, the wall here behind the tiles and the condensers where the electrical shutoffs are, disconnects are. That wall intersects the neighbor's wall, and it appears from the survey that that's 2 feet 7 inches of wall, the vertical wall that intersects perpendicular to the neighbor's wall, that's 2 feet 7 inches onto the neighbor's property, if I'm reading this correctly. So that would also essentially either be an encroachment agreement, or the other solution would be to saw cut down through vertically and separate the 2 feet 7 inches from the balance of the rest of the wall, and then thereby either leaving it, if the neighbor, Mr. Larson, is okay with that vertical section freestanding, or removing it. And I guess technically the same would be the slab, although the slab, yeah, well, the slab does the same thing. It's a little tricky geometrically, but the wall is on an angle, so that can be discerned by looking at the survey. So those are all questions that we want to get answered here as soon as possible, and I'll be sending this video to all parties concerned. And the work is being done this morning to relocate that furthest electrical shutoff, and then tomorrow morning, Tuesday, to relocate the air conditioning condenser, and then we need to decide where these tiles are going. Alrighty, thank you.